right, everybody. Welcome back to Burst TV. I am your host, Charlotte. And today with me, I've got a fellow dental hygienist who's working in a public health department, county health department. So everybody, welcome Jenn Kopp. Say hi to the Bursties out there.
Hi, guys.
So everybody, this is pre-recorded and heavily edited to suit our needs. So Jenn, I have a really important question for you. Like I'm going to just start off right out of the gate with something very serious.
Guns blazing. Okay.
How many cats do you have?
4.
Oh.
You see that poster back there, right?
No, I internet stalked you like I do everybody. So I have to start out with something fun. So I've got reptiles, fish, turtles, chickens, and hamsters. So cats probably wouldn't be a good choice.
Yeah, that would be like a buffet for kitties, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'd have to just save lives every day. So we're not doing that. I'll be a chicken lady. You can be a cat lady. That's fine.
Sounds great.
So are you wondering why I'm interviewing you?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got on Facebook last month and surprised me for sure. But yeah, I would love to hear.
So I want to share something with you on this screen because it caught my attention and I was like, can you see that?
Yeah.
That just makes me feel so good. And I think anybody that sees somebody smiling and so full of pride like that, there's a lot of negativity in the world. And I just want to get to know Jenn, basically. So tell me what you were feeling in this picture.
A culmination of 2 years of searching for my purpose and my passion. And it ended up that was just, when you go into schools, you are just gracious for whatever space they give you. And the space that they were going to give me was going to be tight. And so I just said, how about this nook, this corner, and we partitioned off to give some privacy for the kids. And so, yeah, that picture is just, I'm out doing my thing. I'm in and out, but not really.
For those of us that have worked in corporate or private or family or whatever, in the more typical dental hygiene setting, like I've never been in your shoes, so I have questions just to kind of get to know, like, what's your week look like as far as schedule?
Yeah. Well, I think it's different. I've never worked in FQHC, but it is a little different in that we are a county health department. So technically I am a government employee. So I have other duties outside of the clinic. But a typical day that most people can relate to is I would get there in the morning, grab the instruments from the day before, go to the school, take the health department car, and get there. If everything's set up, awesome. If not, that's set up day one, and we coordinate with the school nurse. We have lists, call kids down, and it depends on where I'm at. I am the only person going into the schools right now in my county, so I am literally a one-man show or one-woman show, if you will. So I have it set up where, say I have 40 kids at that school that I'm seeing. They go all through the teledentistry portion of the exam. So I'm taking x-rays, I'm taking photos, the eyes and ears basically for the dentist, doing tactile exams with Explorer, writing up detailed notes. And then once I get all those kids through that portion of the appointment, for me, it's just better to bring them back for my bread and butter, the prophy, the fluoride, the sealants. It's just because of logistics of setting everything up.
Right.
Just don't like clutter.
Yeah, it's better to be kind of like evaluation headspace mode and then come back in your like treatment mode.
Yeah, and that took I've been in the school since October, so that took a couple school districts to get through to like, okay, this is what's working for me. So
just
now
kind of find your groove, right?
Yeah, and the school nurses are all on board. They just say, hey, what do you need from me? And I'm like, this is what we're going to do. So that way they guide it because they want the guidance, especially with some of these new school nurses are new. And so, yeah, that's a typical day for me. And then I'll come back um, to the health department and sterilize instruments and answer emails that I have. It's weird to have a work email.
Right.
Check up with everything else that the health department's doing. So that's a typical day.
Now, was this a new position or were you coming in
An
following suit?
extension. They did the PSP program, so the Preventative Services Program, I think is what it's called. I should know that. Oops. They do screenings of fluoride, and then the need grew. And last summer, they put an ad out that they would like to have. They originally thought they would just need a contract hygienist for 2 to 3 days to go into the schools or see them at the clinic there. And when I interviewed, I just asked, what's the possibility of this being a full-time role? And they kind of like look back and they're like, are you interested? And I'm like, absolutely. So kind of it went from there, and I'm a full-time public health.
That's amazing. So are you 5 days a week and you're going into the schools 5 day a week, or do you have some admin days?
I do have admin, but they're not everything. It's not like every Thursday I'm there or every Tuesday I'm there. There are meetings I have to attend. So like today, for instance, I did my morning. We had a party at like a belated holiday party, if you will. And then I had to do some personal stuff early the afternoon. So my day's not always there, but yeah, I do see patients. If I had to give an average, it'd probably be 4 days a week. It's probably.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
that's a nice schedule. And
Yeah.
so how does the paperwork differ from what you were used to in a
Wow.
private practice? Is this easier? It's more digital, or is it more labor intensive because you have more points you have to hit?
I'd say for like health histories and stuff, that the patient or the parents can submit the consent and all that stuff via email. But as far as paperwork, I don't feel like I noticed a huge difference personally in note taking at all, because I've always been like, oh my gosh, more, more is the better. But
Yeah.
but I don't deal with the insurance part. That's something I'm trying to learn more. It's just hard to do that and see patients. So I don't know if it's different as far as the insurance, the business side of things.
Right. And so you're dealing with what age ranges?
So anywhere, in the schools we go, I see as young as 5 if they're kindergartner. I've seen a couple pre-K if the school has 4-year-olds. That's probably the youngest I've seen in the schools, all the way up to seniors in high school. So it just depends on parents giving permission and them being seen. So we do have more participation in the like the sixth grade and younger.
Mm-hmm.
As you get to middle school and high school, unfortunately, it dwindles, and that's unfortunate, I think, because as we all know, that they understand more what's going on and all the hormonal changes. We're missing that. So hopefully by this being like a trial year for us and us going back in the schools, maybe we'll see a lot more.
Yeah. Well, and we know what a disaster people, even that have had really great care their entire life, when they go to college, it's like a train wreck.
Sure.
Until you've got your own job and,
Right.
responsibilities, and you're starting to understand, like consequences, you generally don't take care of it.
We will see all age groups, but in schools, of course,
and so you're the only one in your county.
Yeah, there is another hygienist that is contracted with us, that she's there on Tuesday mornings, but as far as the only public health entity in Lincoln County, yeah, we are changing lives. We really are.
Amazing. This is it's like your baby. So what do you see in the future for this program? Do you have any ideas that you're really hoping to get going?
I'm sure some people that know me will smile, hopefully, that I want to get in nursing homes. I think our health department wants to get into nursing homes too. It's just getting the logistics, getting working with labs for dentures. That's a huge need, of course. And we really want to have that ironed out before we go in. And like, you can send me in and do all this preventative work, but if what they really need is extractions and dentures, I don't want to like, hey, we helped you, but we didn't finish the process. So I think that's kind of where that is a goal as the health department, as we want to get into nursing homes. And then I would like to see us bring on, like, grow and bring on another one of me, because that way we could see more kids in the school at a faster rate, you know.
Right, you can make sure that they're getting in the intervals that they need to.
Yes, I would like, because we're ideally would want to go there in, 6 months to go in the fall, go in the spring, and that's we're doing that, but we're not able to do that at county-wide because it's just me. So yeah,
I bet the kids love getting out of class and looking at all your technology too. I bet that's a great experience.
Some are. I can personally say that I really enjoy, if I have to do elementary kids, I like the third graders and up, because they really have started to develop a personality, and they're inquisitive. The little guys are cute. They're scared most of the time. I had a little girl this morning just walk in the door and just pour in tears, and so some of that is just that's really important to establish the first time they're meeting a dental person to be a positive experience. So I never feel the pressure from my admin team back at the department to ever, you got to get those kids done. We need numbers, quotas. Our whole goal is to always be a positive experience.
Yeah.
So if they don't want me to look, maybe we try tomorrow. Or
show and tell.
Yep.
Let's get to know each other.
You just can't get through. And so I'm like, that's fine. We'll schedule, and so we schedule them at the clinic if parents want to bring them in, and so mom and dad can go back there with them. So, but most of the time, I would say most of the time, I'd say about, of those kids that are scared, about 50-50, I can get them to calm down. I just look them right in their little faces, and I'm like, okay. And I try to get them to just breathe. Just breathe a couple in and out, real good deep breaths. And if they can get a couple words out without crying or a quivering lip, then I'm like, okay, I think we can move forward. But
yeah,
so that's a little trick that I'm trying to do.
Well, I always did the, hey, we're in this together, man. Like sometimes I get nervous about stuff too, and it's totally fine. Like I get the sweat on the upper lip and like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but we're going to get through it together. A little high five. Love it.
Love high fives. I high five the kids all the time. I have a doctor I work with in private practice that he high five the staff all the time, and you can't help but like smile and get excited about.
Yeah, that's like eating ice cream and being grumpy. I mean, you could like bite off some pizza mad, but try to eat some soup or some ice cream mad.
Yeah,
you can't do it. And I digress.
In the trenches, when you're doing it every day, day in and day out, brush and floss, you're like, am I getting anywhere? And then I get to do sometimes I get to do aftercare calls if I'm like not seeing patients and the front desk needs help. And yesterday I got to have one of these conversations. The mom was just so thankful and just like, I'm so grateful for you guys going into the schools, and I'm so grateful for you calling me to talk about my child. And you're like, man, okay, we're making a difference. That's
what it's about. Yeah. Well, okay, so what kind of car do you drive? Like with this stuff, like how much stuff do you have to take with you?
So we have I just call it a big blue box, and all of the equipment, I have it Jenga in there. I've gotten really good at it. And then it has wheels, and our maintenance guy comes and drives a truck, loads it onto the trailer, and Mike graciously moves it to where I need to go.
Oh, okay. So you have help.
When I go, I'm just driving like a Ford Taurus or whatever. I'm just driving just normal. but I don't have to.
You're not schlepping all this stuff around yourself and
Right.
and
Right. And I've seen other organizations do that, and
yeah.
that if that works for them, great. We just have a different strategy is all.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Well, listen, I just want to thank you for taking the time to talk with us today. I just wanted to share some of that joy that you had, and show our burst community that, as we go along, there's a lot of ways that we can help the general public. There's a lot of ways that we can get involved outside of what we kind of felt like we were trained to do. And if you don't see an opportunity that kind of suits you, you can pave some new ways. I mean, just like Jenn, they weren't really ready for her to come in and ask for a full-time position, but that's what she wanted to do. And it's just a really good happy ending. And I can't wait to internet stalk you some more and see how this develops as we go. So listen, everybody, I have a favor to ask. If you've watched any Burst TV episodes before, just give me a little thumbs up that you were here. Let Jenn know if you have any questions. You can leave them in the comments. If you're brand new to Burst TV, hit the subscribe button. Let us know what you want to know about. If you're in the dental profession, get involved. We'd love to have you guys on as a guest too. Whatever you want to talk about, as long as it's generally entertaining or somewhat of value, we'll twist it so that it is. And if you're in the general public, you're not one of us dental nerds, we'd like to hear from you too. There's a lot that you could learn from us, and we're happy to share it. So thank you, Jenn. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a great day. Wait, what are we gonna do if we like this video? What are you gonna do, Jenn?
I'm gonna squash it. I don't know.
Squash that button. Squash it. Squash it. The dog is like, what?